Mubarak for you, it's my prayer. Mubarak for you, it's my prayer. May you keep ascending with success, success.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen amma ba'd. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا حبيب الله
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا حبيب الله
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله
وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله
وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله.
Our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said that a person who sends 1000 times daily durood or salutations or salawat upon me, he will not die till he sees his place in Jannah. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salatum wa salaman alayka ya Sayyidi ya Rasulallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habib Allah. Allah Azza wa Jal has sent 124,000 more or less prophets alayhimus salam to guide human beings. And with that, Allah Azza wa Jal sent many books, many sahaif, booklets, small books, big books. 4 are very famous: Tawrat, Injil, Zabur, and Quran Majid. As far as being kalam of Allah is concerned, they all hold the same status. But Quran is greater in respect of thawab. As being kalam of Allah, they're all equal. But when it comes to the thawab, then one will get more thawab if he recites Quran Kareem. So, in this respect, Quran is greater than other books. Like all the prophets are equal as being the prophets of Allah. But then they have ranks, and our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is greater than all the prophets. So in ranks they are different, but as being prophet they're all equal. So as being kalam of Allah, all books are same, but when you recite Quran Kareem, you get more sawab. So this is the understanding when people say Quran is the greatest book. And it is being the last book. Allah Azza wa Jal has taken the responsibility of its protection. Before the protection, responsibility used to be with people. People were weak and they were unable to protect. So the books changed. It was easy for people to make change. But because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the responsibility of protection of Quran Kareem, and Allah is not weak, He is powerful, He is all powerful, therefore His protection is perfect. So nobody could change even a single sign of Quran till today. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran Kareem, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafizun. Surely we have revealed this dhikr. Dhikr means Quran. We have revealed Quran. Wa inna lahu lahafizun, and we are its protector. So, since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken the responsibility of its protection, there is no doubt in our minds as believers that anything of Quran can be changed. So, whatever is mentioned in Quran is haqq, and this is haqq from Allah. There is no place of doubt in Quran. Alif Lam Mim Dhalikal Kitabu La Raiba Fi. That high-ranked book, Quran. There is no place for doubt in it. So the person has doubt about any part of Quran, any verse of Quran, any word of Quran, any meaning of Quran which is proven with the consensus of this ummah, and he does not have certainty, he is not a believer. Because he is doubting in something which has no place for doubt. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this kitab, this Quran, easy. Easy in which way? Easy to memorize. And that easy to memorize is actually the miracle of Quran. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran Kareem, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. Surely we have made Quran easy to memorize. Is there anyone to memorize it? Some people distort the meaning and they say, we have made Quran easy to understand. Is there anybody to understand? It's not easy to understand. You need to have certain branches of knowledge with you to understand the Quran, and you have to study. You need to know Arabic. You need to know the language. You need to know the dialogues of Arabic language. You need to know classical Arabic, upon which the Quran was revealed. You need to know sarf and nahv, and there are many other branches of knowledge which are related to understand classical Arabic in proper sense, in proper understanding. So by just reading translation done by someone and you have no idea and you don't know anything whether the translation is correct or not correct, because people have made thousands of mistakes when they translated Quran Kareem. So what yardstick do you have that what you are reading is correct? So as far as the understanding part is concerned, for that you need to be a scholar. And as far as memorizing is concerned, that is easy. That's the reason that even small children who don't understand things, they can memorize it. There are millions of Muslims all over the world in all times. And the protection of Quran is of such level that if someone reads Quran here, if you read Surah Mulk or Surah Yasin or some other surah, and you make mistake, instead of Zabar you read Pesh, instead of Pesh you read Zair, somebody sitting here will correct you. When Muslims migrated, or they were brought as political prisoners from Indonesia and Malaysia to South Africa, and they were put in Robben Island, and they were not allowed to bring copies of Quran with them. They rewrote Quran from their memories 300 years ago. So this is the miracle part. And it's not even a condition that you must be a Muslim, then only you can memorize it. The miracle of Quran is that whoever, even a parrot can memorize it. Even a non-believer can memorize it. There was a debate between Hazrat Maulana Naimuddin Muradabadi, rahmatullah alayh, and a Hindu priest, Ram Chandra. So Ram Chandra came in the debate on that stage, and very boastfully he said, Maulana, you can't debate with me. I know too much about your religion. And I can attack you very easily. He said, I have memorized 14 siparas of your Quran. So if you want me, I can start reading. So Hazrat Maulana Naimuddin Muradabadi rahmatullah ta'ala replied, he said, leave my 14 siparas of my Quran. Just read 2 pages of your book by heart. And he was unable to read. So his own book, he was unable to read 2 pages, but he was able to read 14 siparas of Quran. So Hazrat Maulana Naimuddin Muradabadi rahmatullah ta'ala said, this is not your excellence, this is the excellence of my Quran. But even that, a person who does not believe in it and wants to memorize it, the Quran is easy. And see, this is the divine secret plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give protection to Quran-e-Kareem. If all the written copies of Quran-e-Kareem are removed from the whole world, you will find thousands, hundreds of thousands individuals that can rewrite Quran-e-Kareem. As it happened in the past many a time, when people were put in those situations and conditions, the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala manifested in this way, that people could rewrite Quran-e-Kareem. And because it's Kalam of Allah, it has other great benefits. It is shifa, that you get shifa from Quran by reading Quran, making dam on people by reciting Quran, which is also proven from ahadith of beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sahaba Ikram used to do that. Taweez is proven that you do from Quran-e-Kareem. That's a shifa part. It's a treatment. It gives you shifa. Even spiritual diseases, illnesses, diseases of sins, jealousy, grudge, judging other people, thinking ill about them. All these are diseases, hidden diseases. Quran is a treatment. Quran is a shifa for those diseases as well. And when you recite, because it is the kalam of Allah, you get reward. This is not a book that you read and you will benefit only if you practice. This is one book that when you practice, the benefits are there, but when you just recite and utter words and letters, there is reward for you and sawab for you just because of recitation. And that is also the exclusivity of Quran-e-Kareem. That you recite and you recite, and its sawab is such that, you recite one letter of Quran, you get one sawab, and that one sawab is equal to 10 sawabs. And then that 10 sawab can even go up to 700 sawabs. The example was given, Sarkar-e-Do Alam Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that, when I say if you read Alif Lam Mim, you don't get 10 sawab only, you get 10 for Alif, and you get 10 for Lam, and you get 10 for Mim. So when a person reads Alif Lam Mim, he's reciting 3 letters, and for each letter there are 10 sawabs. So you got 30 sawabs in his book of deed. So that is the speciality of Quran Kareem. So we should be loving recitation of Quran Kareem. In that regard, there is a weakness. People are not so much keen to read Quran Kareem. Occasionally, people read. Or there are teachers who are teaching, or there are children who are learning in madrasa because they have to prepare their work and go over their work and repeat it few times. Or sometimes even parents help children. But it's all because it's a need. That love of recitation is dying off. That person disciplines himself in such a way that daily some part of Quran Kareem is recited just to gain sawab, just to get sawab. That part is very weak and getting weaker and weaker. And we need to revive that culture of loving Quran, reciting Quran. Because when you recite Quran, it removes rust from your heart. When person commits sins and sins keep on increasing, according to an understanding of Hadith Mubarakah, that the whole heart is blackened. When this happens, then a person doesn't make tawbah, because the water of tawbah is very helpful to erase the blackness that's on the heart. But person doesn't make tawbah, he keeps on sinning till the whole heart is black. Now, he reaches at that level that nasihat does not make an impact on him. Lectures, talks, nasihat of elders, parents, ulama, pir sahab, mashayikh, book written by pious people, reading verses of Quran Kareem, ahadith about the azab of Allah, nothing makes impact on him. When your heart is clean, and if you read an ayat of Quran in which the azab of Allah is mentioned, you will start fearing, you will start shivering, you will feel that something that's not right in me. That's when your heart is clean, when there are no sins. But when you reach at that level that you can read any ayat, any hadith, any story, nothing happens, then that's very dangerous. So we can actually check ourselves at what level of piety we are. I mean, Hazrat Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he was going to sit on horse, he just sat. And a qari was reading. And he reached this ayat, Inna adhaba rabbika lawaqi' ma lahu min dafi'. Surely the adhab of Allah is going to happen and nobody can stop it. So it's a mention of azab is made in this ayat, and it's told that nobody can stop it. So he got so scared because his heart was clean. So the verse of azab made an impact. He started crying so much so that he fell down unconscious on the ground. And for hours he remained unconscious. Today we can recite a lot of verses of Quran, a lot of hadiths where the azab of Allah is mentioned, nothing happens. So that means something needs to be done. And the best way to remove rust is one should become punctual with the farz responsibility, with the wajib responsibilities, and recite Quran-e-Kareem a lot together with durood upon beloved Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And this would help to remove the rust. And slowly, you keep on making tawbah and keep on making qaza of your namazes and whatever is outstanding from your, deeni obligations, you keep on performing. Then the day will come that your heart will become clean again. And then the fear of Allah will be felt and you will start noticing that there is change within yourself. Now when somebody talks about the azab of Allah, you take it seriously. It makes an impact. The nasihat, the wa'az, the advice makes an impact. It doesn't just fly over your head. So when that is the condition, you must know that your heart is now getting cleared up. And it is very important that we must work towards it. We must make an effort that the weakness that we have as far as our spiritual health is concerned, Islamic Dini health is concerned, we must fix matters and become healthy. And Quran is the big help. The love of Quran, looking at Quran, touching of Quran, kissing Quran, showing respect to Quran, that's a bond that you are creating with your Lord. Why are you doing this? Because this is the kalam of your Lord. You love your Lord, you love your Allah. So therefore you love the kalam of Allah. That's actually a communication of your Lord with you, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks to you in Quran-e-Kareem. So with that feeling and with that understanding, we should study Quran. And Quran is revealed in Arabic, not in any other language. And Arabic language has its own rules and regulations when it comes to recital. So we are bound to learn how to recite Quran. If our language is Urdu, Punjabi, Gujarati, Memani, whatever, Quran is not in those languages. So the rules and regulations of these languages would not be applicable on Quran. Quran is very sensitive because it's Arabic. Inna anzalna Qur'anan Arabiyyan. We surely revealed this Quran as Arabic Quran. So Arabic Quran, Arabic relates to makharij. Makharij means the places from where you produce a letter from your mouth or from your throat. These places are called makharij. And if you don't know makharij, then the meaning can change because it's very sensitive. Difference between qaf and kaf and tha and seen and sod and ta and ta, tha and seen and sod. If it's not pronounced properly, then the meaning can change. And when the meaning is changed, you don't know to what level the meaning is changed because you're not a scholar. Only scholar can decide, a mufti can decide that to what extent meaning is changed, and then the ruling would be given that namaz is invalid or namaz is still valid. So you're taking a risk for every namaz that you are performing because you did not give time to learn how to recite Quran properly. The time is there for everything else. Time is there for business, for shop, for making money, for family life, or whatever else you do, or whatever other interest you have, reading newspaper, watching TV, whatever. But here is a dini responsibility that your Creator has imposed upon you, and we don't find time for that. So it's a very serious matter. No matter how old we are, the door of learning Quran are not shut down upon us. They are open, and we should be learning through, even if certain words cannot come easily on our tongue and makharij and difficulty. So you keep on learning till the last breath in your body. The rule is you keep on learning. If it takes you 1 year, for example, to make a difference between alif and ayn or kaf and qaf, then spend that 1 year full just to develop that pronunciation. There's no concession on that. कि भाई बस अब बहुत हो गया, बहुत मेहनत कर ली, अब छुट्टी हो गई. नहीं, छुट्टी नहीं हुई. That would be counted as zamana koshish, the time that you are striving. You are working hard to understand. So शरीयत आपको छुट्टी इस तरह दे देगी कि ठीक है, आपने गलत भी पढ़ा तो आपका कबूल है, because you are still learning. But if you stop learning, then reading wrong is not counted. Then reading wrong is not accepted. तो कुरान से सबसे पहले तो हमको मोहब्बत होनी चाहिए. फिर यह है कि कुरान को हम, अरबी कुरान है तो अरबी के हिसाब से पढ़ें. रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस जो अरबी के हैं, जो तजवीद के हैं, उसके हिसाब से पढ़ें. और इसमें कोई कंप्रोमाइज़ नहीं है, इसमें कोई एक्सक्यूज़ नहीं है, क्योंकि अल्लाह ने हमको मौके दिए हैं. मस्जिदें भी हैं, मदरसे भी हैं, उस्ताद भी हैं, कारी भी हैं, सही कुरान पढ़ने वाले भी हैं. सो व्हाई डोंट वी गो एंड टेक दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड लर्न हाउ टू रीड कुरान करेक्टली एंड प्रॉपरली. अच्छा, अब इसमें शैतान वसवसा डालता है. So when I was a young boy, I went to madrasa, I did learn, I did finish my Quran 2-3 times, 4 times, every Ramzan comes, I read one whole Quran. तो मेरा कुरान तो ठीक है. But did you ever put yourself to a test by an expert? जो कुरान को जानता है, मखारिज को समझता है, कभी उसके सामने पढ़ा है आपने? You should be sincere with your own selves. ये कुरान का सही पढ़ना, ये कोई आपने नौकरी लेने के लिए या पैसे कमाने के लिए नहीं करना ना, ये तो अपनी आखिरत को बेहतर करने के लिए करना है. सो एटलीस्ट उस मामले में तो बंदा अपने साथ सिंसियर हो. आई मीन, पीपल मेक फेक डिग्रीज एंड दे गो एंड फाइंड जॉब्स, वो एक अलग मामला है, दुनिया का मामला है. और यहाँ तो फेक पढ़ने से कोई फायदा नहीं है ना, क़यामत में पकड़ हो जाएगी. सो यू नीड टू पुट दैट पार्ट राइट. तो टेस्ट करवाओ, अपना टेस्ट करवाओ. अपने भाई जाते हो ना हर 6 महीने साल के बाद, यू गो टू द डॉक्टर, ब्लड टेस्ट, सारे मेरे चेक करो, मुझे कोई हार्ट का प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है, मुझे कोई शुगर तो नहीं है, मुझे कोई कोलेस्ट्रॉल तो नहीं है, मुझे कोई ब्लड प्रेशर तो नहीं है, मुझे मेरी किडनी ठीक है, मेरा हार्ट ठीक है, मेरा सब कुछ ठीक है ना. यू गॉट मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस, यू गॉट मेडिकल एड, यू गॉट फैसिलिटीज, यू गो एंड यू चेक योरसेल्फ आउट. So what are you doing? You are putting yourself to a test. What? Your health, your body. तो वो खबर आती है कि नहीं ठीक है, तो आप खुश हो जाते हो. खबर आती है there is a problem, ये हाथ की नालियां कमजोर हो रही हैं, जरा तंग हो रही हैं, उसमें चर्बी बढ़ गई, कोलेस्ट्रॉल बढ़ गया, ये दवाई लो. Then you take that medicine and you're very punctual. घर वाले भी साथ देते हैं, they all support you. बच्चे, बच्चियाँ, बीवी सारे ख्याल रखते हैं. अरे टैबलेट होनी चाहिए, टाइम पे होनी चाहिए, because they all care about your well-being. But in दुनिया, do all the family members care about your recitation of Quran? कि ये कुरान सही नहीं पढ़ेगा, इसकी नमाज जो है वो ख़राब हो जाएगी, क़यामत के दिन पकड़ा जाएगा. We love him so much, we can't see him burning in the hellfire. वो वाली फीलिंग्स कहाँ गई हमारी? So put yourself to a test. Let somebody test you out, and if you see, no, I'm not reading right, then don't be shy. Alhamdulillah, in this age and time, Dawat Islami is providing you facilities of Madrasatul Madina Barai Balighan for adults. You are 50 years old, 60 years old. You can't go and sit with small kids, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. They can be very rude sometimes and laugh at you and mock at you and make your sitting very difficult and miserable. Children are children, you know. तो मजाक कर करके आपको जो है ना हौसला खत्म कर देंगे. So you can't sit with them. And even the system will say, no, you're too old for these classes. तो दावत इस्लामी ने बड़ों की क्लासें बना दी, ना, adults. You are an adult, so you come. There's a room for you as well. इसका फायदा उठाओ, इसके साथ मिलो. Regulate yourself, discipline yourself. Make sure you find time for this. कि हमारी कम से कम ये बेसिक चीज़ है. सबसे पहला सवाल ही नमाज का होगा. तो हमारी नमाज तो सही होनी चाहिए. और फिर उसमें कितना कुछ है जो सिखाया जाता है. You know how to make your सजदा properly. और कहाँ पे सजदा साहब लाजिम है, कहाँ पे नहीं है. ये फिक्र के मसले कितने लोगों को आते हैं. I mean, I always say this, that if I ask this question in a gathering, in a public, is there anybody sitting there who can raise his hand and say, I know all the 52 or 53 places because of certain things, you know, you do or certain things you don't do, Sajda Sahab becomes wajib. They are about over 50. Do you know them? You don't know them. And if that occurs in your namaz, how would you know whether you should make Sajda Sahab or you shouldn't make Sajda Sahab? If it was necessary to make Sajda Sahab, you did not make Sajda Sahab, that namaz is incomplete. It's wajib for you to repeat it. But you will not repeat it because you don't know it. तो ये किसका फॉल्ट है? ये क्या दीन का फॉल्ट है, मस्जिद का फॉल्ट है, मौलाना का फॉल्ट है, मदरसे के उस्ताद का फॉल्ट है जो बच्चे पढ़ाता है? ये किसका फॉल्ट है? अम्मी अब्बू का फॉल्ट है? किसका है? ये आपका अपना है. It's your own fault. Because when you were sent in madrasa, you were a small kid and you were taught what you were taught. For that age, that was good enough. But after you grew up, you needed to learn more. You never learnt more after that. You felt that up to the age of 15, 16 or maybe 12, 13, that was good enough. वो तो याद करने की चीज़ें थी, रट्टा लगाने की चीज़ें थी, समझने की चीज़ें तो अब आई हैं जब आप बड़े हो गए हैं. और जब बड़े हो गए और समझने का वक्त आया तो अब आप दीन नहीं सीखते, अब बस और चीज़ें सीखते. So therefore we need to bring balance in our lives, and we need to make sure that our attachment is strong with our deen, with Quran, with the Kalam of Allah, and we learn it, we recite it correctly, create an environment in our homes that our children must see us every day reading Quran, so they can also develop that shauq. They see us just working day and night, 2 shifts, 3 shifts, 1 shift, coming back, tired, got no time to spend with kids, no time to really doing anything of deen, coming tired, sleeping, getting up in the morning, running to work. If this is what they're seeing us day and night, if this is our routine, if this is our lifestyle, you think your children will learn deen from that Muslim home? So-called Muslim home. They'll never learn deen. They'll learn that routine. Like a machine. From this time to this time you work, you come back, you're tired, you eat, half an hour you watch news, TV, talk a little bit, sleep, get up in the morning, go back. What is there of deen? तो पुराने ज़माने में ये होता था कि माँ बाप दादा दादी नाना नानी घर में सारे उठ के सुबह सुबह कुरान पढ़ रहे हैं. इधर से कमरे से आवाज़ आ रही है नानी की, तो उधर दादी की, तो उधर अब्बू की, तो उधर अम्मी की, इधर किसी बड़ी बहन की, उधर किसी भाई की. तो बच्चा जो परवान चढ़ रहा है ना उस घर में, उसको पता है मुझे भी यही करना है. आई हैव टू डू दिस. ये माहौल कायम करना है. इफ वी नॉट रेडी टू डू दिस, फिर कल को शिकायतें करते हो, बच्चा लड़की भाग गई तो लड़का भाग गया, तो ये हो गया तो वो हो गया. आपने दीन कितना इंसर्ट किया उनके अंदर, कितना मजबूत किया आपने उनको अंदर से. This is the time when they are small. When they grew up, when they 17 and 18, then you can't tell them anything. They'll tell you what to do. But when they are, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's the age. You need to control them at that age. So we need to become more sensitive and take care of our nasl, our awlad, our progeny, because they are our extension. When we die, their good deeds will help us in the grave. You can only have your children with you and following you with love. Not by fear, force, hitting, punishing. That would be regarded as child abuse in today's time. You must be sensitive of that. Your children are your children. Your children love you. You must be mindful and bring them up and try to make their minds from the childhood that certain things, certain restrictions we put on you are for your good. You Muslim, you are our children, we love you. It must be that bonding, and that bonding needs time. They must see you often. Children with small minds, they can't tell you a lot of things, the pain, difficulties that they go through. They don't see their parents being involved in their lives. You're breaking down that bond. They need to see you more often with them. You need to take your son with you wherever you go. Every father must take his son with him. Goes to masjid, goes to madrasa, goes to ijtima, goes to lecture, goes to naat, goes to zikr, wherever he goes. His son must be his tail. And we don't do that very often. So, the excuses are always there. And those fathers who keep their sons with them and those mothers who keep their daughters with them, you will find that they are stronger in values. And our values are Islamic values. So that's very important. We must learn to make our children involved with us, with our lives. And our lives should be around deen. There shouldn't be anything to hide from our children. As long as you tried, you fulfilled your duty and your responsibility, you're not answerable in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal for his misconduct. End of the day, you or your son or your grandson, they all have to face their own amal on the day of judgment. Father is not caught for son, and son is not caught for father. So, we must try what is within our power, within our capacity. And thereafter, make dua that Allah guides them. Parents' dua is accepted for children because they're most sincere for children. So their dua is accepted. So we must make dua for them and try our level best to give them education. See, Dini Mahal is very powerful. More you keep them in the Dini Mahal, they are less in danger. तो इसमें थोड़ा हमको एहसास रखना है कि बस ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम पुश करें. For example, you're going for kafila. Your child is 10 years old, 12 years old. They won't allow for him to travel in kafila, but you can take him with you. You can take him with you. He spends weekend with you in the kafila, learning du'as, this and that. And it's very good. I know there's a lot of youngsters who are good, pious in the Mahal of Dawat Islami because their fathers used to take them everywhere. Their fathers made sure that they attended all the good things. So the most of them, some might deviate later. There's no 100% guarantee, but the result is good. That you make them involved with the work of deen. They must see all these things happening. They must grow up. These things must not be strange to them. Adults ka, bachon ka, इस्लामी भाइयों का, इस्लामी बहनों का, जो भी मदरसे लगते हैं उनका साथ दो, उनको मजबूत करो, ख़ुद भी बैठो, ख़ुद भी सीखो। जहाँ फंडिंग की ज़रूरत है फंडिंग करो, दूसरों को दावत देनी है दावत दो, ज़हन बनाओ लोगों का, ताकि ये हमारे सिलसिले कामयाब हों और मुसलमान कौम इससे फ़ायदा उठाए। आमीन बिजाहि नबी आमीन सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, सल्लु अलल हबीब सल्लल्लाहु तआला अला मुहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम।
Mubarak for you, it's my prayer. Mubarak for you, it's my prayer. May you keep ascending with success, success.